Hello and welcome back to the Captains Quadrant. We are in section 31 and a half, and we are so excited to have Bonnie Gordon here with us. And if you don't know, Bonnie is a triple threat. She's an actor, voice artist, singer, and a full-on fandom powerhouse. And we have the honor to sit with her and ask her a ton of questions in section 31.
I was hoping you wouldn't add dancer in there. I was like, oh no, they've never seen me dance.
There's no. I knew you wouldn't do it.
When it comes to movement.
I'm not doing the boogie.
Although I was kind of jamming to your intro song. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Like our producer,
it has a groove.
Yeah, our producer. I don't know if you ever met our producer. He's from Australia. He came once to the convention that we were both at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. He makes a lot of really fun stuff. And I don't know where he gets the music from, but it's like very calm.
I know. I was like,
sing over it one day. That'll be. There you
Captains Quadrant.
No, see, exactly. It's funny we're starting with you singing because, like, you have such an infectious energy at conventions and online.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, of course. So, I don't know how many of your fans know, but what's something about you that fans usually don't get to see? When I first met you at a convention in Philadelphia, I learned that you were singers. So I was like, oh, wow, you sing too? I didn't know that. I just said, oh, the ship, I'm sorry. But
well, for me, it's like, what can I do, that's entertaining? And then I just throw a bunch of noodles on the wall and see what sticks. So it's like, I'm a singer, but I'm also a nerd. So with the nerd parody stuff, it just was like, well, I might as well sing about the nerdy things I like. And then, use that at conventions. No, yeah. So let's see, something about me that most people don't know. I'm left-handed. Some people don't know that.
There you go.
I mean, that's not as exciting. I don't have any like crazy secrets. Like I once killed a man with a bulldozer. Like I don't have anything crazy.
I wasn't expecting that. I'm just saying, like, some people might not know you're singers or like some other.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like some people might not know that. Let's see, that I'm originally from Louisiana. That's something that people, unless they, have talked to me about it or like, browse my Wikipedia, they might not know. And who knows what's on Wikipedia anymore? It could be all wrong.
Yeah.
There's some times where I look at there'll be times when I look at like a Wikipedia or a bio, like someplace writes about me and I'm like, really? I did that? Wow.
Oh,
I think you might have got me confused with someone else.
Yeah,
Really? I was a spy in Eastern Europe? That's amazing.
I'm something else, man.
I was a fighter pilot in the war. Wow.
I'm Christopher Lee. What?
I think you crossed the stream somewhere. I'm not quite sure.
So is that how you got your dynamic range for voices growing up around the Creole voice in Louisiana? Like
what, it's funny to say that although I grew up in Cajun country and the bayou was my backyard, I can't really do a Cajun accent very well. I can tell when it's wrong.
Okay.
Like any TV show or movie that have Cajuns, it's embarrassing how many times I get it wrong. It's such a weird, distinct accent. I don't want to attempt to do it because then I think I'll offend people, which is funny because they're like my people. Cajuns, they're like, mais les bons trop, hey, mais quand tu danses, like all that, dans le jeu, oui, sont petites filles.
Yeah, some of the French.
I'm saying I'm a little girl doing a play badminton, so my French is weird. It's very limited. But growing up, I did theater. I did the theater and the speech and debate stuff, and that's where I got most of my voices because I would mimic and I had a knack for impressions and being weird, larger than life characters. So I may not get a Cajun accent right, but I can do Carol Channing, and that's definitely going to come in handy in my future. I don't know when.
Everything you do comes in handy. Trust me, you'll be surprised. I once ran for a political office and people were like, huh? And I won. And I was like, huh? And
wow.
Yeah. Okay. And then you're like, okay, whatever. And then you lose and people are like, eh. But it always comes back because I did learn a lot of things from doing that helped me where I am now when it comes to Robert Rules of Order and all that other stuff. So
yeah,
something to learn.
Right over my head. I'm like, oh yeah, politicians.
Yeah. Do you miss the food of Louisiana though? Because now you don't live in Louisiana anymore. Yeah. Is it? Can you get anything like it over there?
I'm not sure when this will be up, but as of this date, I'm actually flying home to Louisiana in a few days to go visit my family. So before I go visit, I always have to like fast for a few days because I know I'm about to just eat the best food, like the red beans and rice, the crawfish etouffee, the gumbo, the everything. Like, oh, it's so good.
So, do you have a special place in your heart for Cisco, or did you find that was all wrong in Deep Space Nine?
No, there's no like right or wrong. I will say a lot of people do get Cajun food incorrect and Creole food wrong. I love going to restaurants and they'll be like, Louisiana Cajun gumbo. And I'm like, yeah, right. And like, I refuse to order it. And if someone at the table orders it and it comes out and it looks more like, a soup. And I'm like, yeah, no, this is not how it works. Or like a jambalaya, you order a jambalaya and all it is like, fried rice with a shrimp. And I'm like, nope.
Wow.
Like, people don't really, I always try to explain Louisiana, especially New Orleans. It's like its own country. Like it really is. It's so different from anywhere else in the US. So different from anywhere. It's its own world. Like the everything from the people, the culture, the music, the architecture, everything is so unique to that, just the one state. So I'm proud to be from Louisiana.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we have our issues, but
everywhere does.
Nothing beats the music. Nothing beats the food. Yeah, it's a special place.
It's one of a kind. It's a place I'm dying to go.
I highly recommend.
Yeah, I really do want to get down there, and I'll like ping you on Instagram, like, oh, what should I eat?
Yeah, if you love music, go.
Yeah,
I love Cajun and Zydeco music. That's what I grew up listening to, and people don't even know what Zydeco is. And I grew up, Zydeco dancing with my dad, with a light band, like the accordion, the washer. The metal.
I'm familiar with it.
Like that's the kind of music I grew up, listening to. It's weird.
Do you find yourself? Yeah. Do you find yourself more at home as a singer than a voice actress or an actor? Or
I find myself, music brings me so much joy. I love doing voiceovers. Don't get me wrong. I love just creating. So that could be with music, voice acting, on camera acting, theater. Live hosting, just anything I can do to be creating something and creating like an escape and getting that reaction from an audience, whether it be a laugh or a touch, emotional moment, fear, just something, getting that reaction and being an escape for people is special. So I think, but music, in a perfect world, I'd be doing a show where I'd be acting and also singing, it's that level of, I want to do it all. Why do I have to limit myself in one box? Why do I have to just be a singer? Why do I just have to be a voiceover actor? Why do I just have to be a on-camera actress? Like, why can't I do everything?
Yeah. You never fit in one, you fit in all. That's
exactly.
That's why you're the triple threat. That should be your new moniker. Bonnie triple threat.
But very not threatening. Not threatening.
No. Bonnie triple friendly. Gordon.
Triple friendly, yeah.
There you go.
Triple friend, yeah.
Yeah, triple friend. There we go.
Triple random things.
Yeah. So I got to talk a little bit about Star Trek Prodigy and Star Trek stuff. This is partially a Star Trek podcast.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no. That's me.
It's not about Boudin.
Yeah, no. I'd learn about Bonnie. That's what the important thing is here. But we do mention Trek somehow.
Good.
What I got the distinct opportunity to hear you switch from Bonnie to the Protostar voice.
Oh yeah.
And it's like a switch. I'm like, oh snap, that was wild. It's because you're like, hey, I'm Bonnie, everything. Then it's like so poised and calm.
Red alert. Unable to.
I love it. It's such a distinct personality.
Welcome to Captains Quadrant.
See, that's even better. I'm going to use that clip if that's okay.
There you go.
Woohoo! But how do you approach giving it such a soul for something that's like so traditionally neutral in Trek? And
it was, Prodigy has a special place in my heart. I hate that it's hard to find right now. It's not on any streaming platform at the moment. You can find it, I think, on Amazon Prime. You can buy the DVDs. But it's such a shame that, it's not streamable on Paramount. It's not streamable on Netflix anymore. And it's such a special show because it had so much heart and and it was so Trek. I think a lot of people who watch like the first few episodes kind of are like, it doesn't really feel like Star Trek. And I'm like, because you haven't even gotten to the meat of it. Like, just wait. And I feel so honored and privileged to have been a part of not just the Star Trek universe, but that show in particular, because I am a fan of kids and children's entertainment, and it's a big passion of mine. And I'm working on my own, pitching my own like kids shows right now and different things like that. Yeah. But it is one of those things that, bringing literally the next generation into Star Trek is so special. I have a 5-year-old nephew, and the fact that I'm on a show that, he might not really understand it now, but in a few years, he could watch Prodigy and get it and know what a replicator is and know what a Vulcan is and different things like that, like lingo that I use every day, he'll be able to understand. And that makes it so special that, I can share something with him. So yeah, I forgot what the question was, but
how do you switch between the computer voice and you? Because it's such a like serious and monotone.
It's hard to explain. When I first came on board for Prodigy, I was doing the scratch voice for Gwen. I was reading all of Gwen's lines and also doing the scratch for Janeway. So and some of the other characters. So I was used for scratch. And the Hagemans, the creators of the show, Dan and Kevin, they're fantastic, were trying to find like a role for me, like something for me to do where I was actually going to be heard and not replaced later. And when the role of the computer came up, they sent me that audition. And I told them, I was like, do you want me to sound like Majel Barrett, or are you trying to go somewhere different? And the way they described the computer voice, the way we came up with the idea of it was, here, this is a ship that a bunch of kids are on. So we didn't want the computer voice to sound, what's the word I'm looking for? We didn't want the computer voice to sound cold or scary or too monotone. We wanted it to have a little warmth to the voice. So like
there are no more escape pods on board. Welcome to the USS Protostar. I mean, obviously there's not real lines or whatever, red alert, I don't know, phasers activated, it's different things like that. It has like a little bit of a warmth to it. So it's not scary. Because the Protostar becomes, especially the first season, becomes their home. It's this group of misfit kids that basically have found their chosen family, and now they've found their chosen home, which is the ship. And it's the first thing that they have that's theirs, and not, they were all imprisoned on this planet, working in mines. Now for the first time, they're free to an extent. They're being chased by, all kinds of things. But the diviner and Admiral Janeway, they're being chased by multiple, by both the Federation and the villain. At that point, you're just like, well, with the computer being, having that warmth and almost not like a mother sound. That's not what I'm trying to go with, but like having a little bit of warmth and like making it feel less
comfort. Almost like a
it has a little like a little comfort blanket,
like a little bit of crawfish etouffee,
there you go, Shula. And I also love that I got to do a bunch of different characters. I was like 12 characters, I think, between season 1 and 2. So most people just know me as the computer, but I was a bunch of different bridge officers on Voyager A. I was Jillian the Whale in Cetacean Ops. That was fun. I loved voicing her. I mean, technically, if you want to get technical, her voice was the ship computer because she spoke in whale song and the computer translated it. However, I came up with the idea where with the whale song, the wee, that's how whales talk. That the computer would add a melody to her speaking voice, because I wanted it to have still like a melody when she spoke. Anything for you, rock talk. So like when the computer translated it, it had a little bit of a melody to it. And I'm so glad the Hagemans, I made that suggestion when we were recording the lines. And I was like, hey, what do y'all think about trying it this way? And they went with it. So I was excited that they allowed me to translate.
And let it be your own baby, which I love.
Yeah. Well, or just have a fun, like, I got to put like some fun Trek canon, you know, into it. That the computer translates in song.
So I know that you were super happy with the reception of Prodigy for younger ages, but Prodigy is beloved in all ages. In fact, both of my two co-hosts are older than me. I'm the young baby of the group, and I'm in my 40s. But how does it feel to know that it actually transcends the kids? Like we
100%
eat it up. I mean, how does that feel that it was so?
The beautiful thing about Prodigy was that it bridged the gap for, you know, it was a show the grandparents could watch with the adults that could watch with the kids. Like it was for all ages. And I think the big mistake people made was labeling it a kids show, because that turned a lot of people off from it, because already people were turned off for the fact that it was animated, but they were already like, it's a kids show, I'm not going to watch it. And the minute you get to the meat of it, you know, the minute they like escape on the ship with hologram Janeway and like start exploring and learning about the Federation and learning about what Starfleet's all about, it gets so good and has so much heart, and it has so much Trek. It's really good Trek and really great storytelling.
Really is.
So many people missed out on discovering those stories. And then in season 2, when they bring back, you know, spoilers, when they bring back Wesley Crusher as the Traveler, like,
oh my God, they made Wesley Crusher Doctor Who. You know?
They basically made Wesley Crusher Doctor Who. That's exactly it. And, you know, the storytelling that they did was so, you know, kudos to the writers who just went above and beyond with their storytelling. But yeah, I'm very honored to be a part of Prodigy, and I hope that my Trek career is not over, and that, you know, in a future Star Trek show, I could be used for other things, maybe something on camera, maybe more VO, anything. I'd be happy to be a red shirt number 4 at this part, at this, you know, point of my life.
When Star Trek Starfleet Academy came out, and not Rock Talk, but Rock Talk like character,
right? The same species as Rock Talk.
The same species was on. I was looking for you all over the place. Like maybe Bonnie's in there somewhere.
You're not the only one. And there was I think there was like a random redhead in like one of the trailers for Starfleet Academy before it came out. And the amount of DMs I got where they were like, oh my God, is that you? It was just kind of like a blurry, I don't know if it was like a background actor or something, but she had like reddish hair. And I got so many screenshots and DMs saying like, oh my gosh, I knew they'd use you for this. And I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. Hashtag not me. Sorry.
My question was going to be, did you at least get a background shot? But you just answered that. So that's
no, I wish. But you know, there's always next year. Or, you know,
when they start filming some new stuff, that's for sure.
I'm not. And, you know, I hope that I hope my career with Star Trek is not over, but I also am happy with what I have done with it. So if this is all I have, if Prodigy is all I ever have, I'm still beyond thrilled to have been a small part of a small drop in this beautiful ocean of Trek fandom. Yeah.
I have a feeling it's not over. Like you have to think about so many characters and actors and actresses that came back as multiple different species and everything. Like you know, Jeffrey Combs was like I think everything except a Klingon. So
he's been it all for sure.
So I'm sure you could definitely get in there. But I got a real sidebar question for you.
Sure.
My first introduction to you was one of my favorite video games as a kid. Well, not as a kid. As an adult. I got to be honest.
Mega Man? Fire Emblem?
Mega Man 11.
Mega Man 11? No way.
I'm obsessed with that game. And you played Bounce Man.
I was Bounce Man. One of the worst villains. What? It's bouncing time. Playtime's over.
Yes.
We're just a big pink robot. That was fun. I mean, it's funny because I got my start in VO doing video games. Everything from, again, Street Fighter 5, Mega Man 11, Fire Emblem. So I've been very blessed to have been in like some really fun, big games.
And, jumping into animation, starting with Cartoon Network, Mighty Magiswords. I was in a few seasons of Mighty Magiswords and played a bunch of small characters throughout the seasons that, guest stars. It was so much fun playing those parts. And then when I saw, I didn't even have a voiceover agent throughout all this. I would book everything myself. And when I found out that there was going to be an animated series of Star Trek, and this is when they announced Prodigy and Lower Decks at the same time, I pulled every string I could to just get an audition. Because again, I didn't have a voiceover agent. Everything I booked since then, voiceover wise, was through like word of mouth or like friend of a friend going, hey, I know someone who would be great for this, and recommending me. But because I didn't have an agent, getting a big audition like Prodigy was near impossible. So I was very lucky to have pulled the strings that I did and convinced them to even just let me audition for Gwen. Because that's who I initially auditioned for, was the role of Gwen. And I think it was between me and like 2 other people. I went through a few callbacks, had to go into Nickelodeon, meet, see everyone on the other side of the window, the screen, all the producers and stuff.
It's like a big boardroom, and it's like you're in a suit and very like.
It was a recording studio, so it was at Nickelodeon in the recording studio, and so I go into the room, and they're all, they're on the other side of the glass, the audio engineers, the producers, the Hagemans, like just everyone, and there was a lovely lady in there with me reading the other roles, and I think I actually heard, cause I think she mispronounced the word Cation.
Oh, wow.
and I corrected her, and I was like, oh no, I'm that person. I don't know. But it was very obvious that I was a Trekkie. I had little boots on with space print. I had a red, nice long sleeve dress on with a comm badge. And I had a Star Trek, Starfleet messenger bag.
Oh, wow.
So I walked in pretty much in uniform.
Yeah.
Ready to impress them, or at least show them that I was serious. And I think the audition side was a side where Gwen speaks in Klingon and Kazon. So I did my research. There is no recording of Kazon, the language, because everything was translated by the translator. So there is no record of Kazon. So I was like, well, I get to create a language myself. Like, so whatever it was written, I just made up the pronunciation and prayed that it sounded different from Klingon.
Which it does.
It does.
You did it.
So I was just it was just I was over the moon just being able to audition and, seeing the designs of what was going to be. And then COVID happened. I went in to record the pilot of Prodigy, and we were in the middle of recording, and we all got notifications on our phone that in a few days lockdown would be happening. And we didn't think anything of it. We'll be like, oh, it's fine. We'll be back in the booth in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Fast forward 2 years later.
2 years.
Oh my goodness.
I can't believe it would happen. It's like, I don't know about you, but I'd like to stop living in history. It's happening too much. We just need a just normal time, please. Please.
Can I get out of this timeline?
Yeah. I'd like to get in another universe, man. We got to get out of this timeline 100%. But because you do so much between video games and voiceover work and singing and acting and all your fun nerd stuff, how difficult is it to keep your voice so healthy with this schedule?
Well, I do have to go on vocal rest every now and then, although people close to me would say that I never rest my voice.
Oh, wow.
But I do, my voice does get tired every now and then. It used to be really bad. I used to have cysts growing near my vocal cords.
Oh, no.
Not polyps or nodes. It was actual cysts. So, instead of the cyst growing like on my elbow or ovaries, like, some women have it, I had them growing near my vocal cords, and it was causing my voice to not be able to be used as it should. And I had to have 2 vocal surgeries.
Oh, snap. Wow.
And so I'm very blessed that I'm still able to sing. I used to be in college. I was an opera theater minor, and would sing first soprano, like the high notes.
Yeah.
And I would sing musical theater alto belting, and then go and sing like crazy high note, in opera. And so my range was insane. And now as I get older and my voice changes, and also from the surgeries, I'm now just mostly an alto. There's good days where I can hit some high notes, but I don't have the longevity and stamina like I used to.
Oh, wow. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, but
that's okay. And my voice has a natural texture to it. Like I have like a natural rasp and texture to it, which I actually love. I love that but I can make it smooth. Like the computer voice is smooth.
Yeah.
But my natural speaking voice has like a little bit of texture and character to it.
I mean, you know, you met Amy and Teddy, so you already know. We always say this, you know, hearing Bonnie and seeing Bonnie is just like a little warm blanket hug. It's so every time we go to a convention.
Thank you.
Yeah, every time we go to a convention, we did something, some sci-fi convention in Connecticut, and first thing Amy goes, "Where's Bonnie?" Like, where's Bonnie? Like,
was I at that one? I don't think so.
No, you weren't. So she didn't.
Then y'all should have just left. I mean,
that's what she said. She's like, "I'm gonna get lunch then. Bye."
Oh, that's so sweet. Well, I do know, and I'm okay with this, that Doug Jones gives the best hugs. That is hands down. No, he's first place. But I have been told that I come in a very close second. So I'm happy with that. So if anyone sees me at a convention, come get a Bonnie hug. They're always free.
They're always as well, exceptionally well too.
Teddy gets extra ones.
Yay! Teddy loves those. I think you were the first person that Teddy met at that convention too.
Well, the first dog.
Yeah.
Oh, I was the first person.
You were the first.
I thought you meant Teddy was the first person. I was like, well,
no. You were the first person Teddy ever met, because you were like, oh, how cute is the dog, and it was like that.
I get excited for my Trek fur babies and my Trek actual babies. Like I do so many cons year to year that I get to see kids literally grow up, in front of me, and it's amazing to see, a child that was like 3-4 years old showing up to their first convention in cosplay. And now they're 8 years old and come to my table and sit with me and draw a picture for me, and I'm like, this is amazing. My little Trek babies.
Do you have like a favorite moment at a convention with the interaction with the fan?
Oh, that's so hard because there's so many.
Top 3.
Oh gosh. There was Star Trek Las Vegas, I think a few years ago, was super special. There was this group that created like the Bonnie Gordon Choir or something.
Oh, cool.
I can't remember what they called themselves. And they wrote a parody song about me. I have it on video somewhere. I can't remember what it was, but honestly, it made me smile so much. They came to my table, and it was like Christmas caroling. They came to my table, and then they did it the next day too. They came up with another one because they saw me enjoy it so much. They did 2 songs for me. They came up and like sang they wrote little songs about me, and it was the sweetest thing. I get the nicest like fan gifts and fan mail to my table, and and I will say, especially kids, I love the kid interactions. They make me so happy. And sometimes the kids won't even know who I am. They haven't even watched Prodigy, but because I'm sitting there and talking to them, as actual people, not talking down to them, and like actually finding out about their interests and what they love. And throughout the convention, they'll keep coming back to my table because they want to hang out with me or talk to me. They'll see my concert and, hear me sing, a Taylor Swift song, but it's about Gandalf, so they get excited thinking like, oh, she's speaking my language in both pop culture and pop culture. Yeah. Pop singers and pop culture. But the kid interactions are my favorite because they're still just so innocent and special, and to see them be authentically themselves. And as someone who as a kid was like kind of the weirdo and was kind of bullied when I was real young and the outcast of the group, I feel like it's my duty. It's my
you have your sword ready. I swear by the sword of Antioch.
I shall avenge you. But no, these kids that
might not be the coolest kid in school, but when they go to a Trek convention, they're with adults that they think are the coolest ever, that they can be dressed up in cosplay and they're getting stopped for, like it's for them. It's like a place where they belong. That's like for every nerd, when you find your people, it's such a special feeling. And some of these kids don't have their people yet. And a Trek convention or a Comic-Con might be the one place where they feel like they can walk around and, have a little bit of self-confidence in their cosplay, or, not be ridiculed at school for what they like. So I always try and really talk about, like, when I talk to them, how amazing I think they are, and how, if they're into theater, or if they're into science, or if they're into something that, they might not be the cool thing to be in at school. I blow it out of proportion and go, that's amazing. What kind of science? What are you doing? What kind of experiments? Or like, you love theater? That's amazing. And they're like, well, I haven't played any part yet. And I was like, that doesn't matter. You were spoon number 2 in Beauty and the Beast. That's awesome. Like,
I did a twirl.
What do you think? Yeah. What do you think the gray stuff is on? The spoon.
Yeah.
Try the gray stuff. It's delicious. You're in charge of that. Stupid things like that. It's like you make every little thing I can do to lift them up and make them feel super special. I try to do. And then I'll even say, like, I started as a spoon, like this is, you too could be sitting behind a table and
at conventions and then
selling pieces of paper
with my name on it.
You too can do this.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Actually, you know what? Stay in school. Let's
No. It doesn't pay as much anymore.
My life is not as glamorous as it looks on social media, but yes.
So you said you were from Louisiana. How did you end up in LA? What was the story? Was it always, okay, I'm going to be a star and this is how my life's going to be? Or?
Well, I've always wanted to be in entertainment. I always, grew up doing doing the theater and the music and performing. And I was trying to go to school outside of Louisiana, audition. I got into NYU, I got into Pace, I got into schools in New York and other states, but it's just all too expensive. So I was still in Louisiana, going to college, doing theater and whatnot there. And then Hurricane Katrina happened. And, the whole state was pretty devastated from it. And we had our theater department went from, a nice knit group of people to an extra 1,000 people, because we had all the students from New Orleans transferred over to, to different colleges of the state. And it was difficult, seeing Louisiana just go through so much. And they were pulling scholarships left and right, trying to help fund New Orleans, and of course, education, the arts were the first thing to go. God forbid they cut the football budget, Yeah. So it was rough. And then so I had the opportunity to go to Orlando and do the Disney college program and intern down there. So I did end up doing that. And while I was in Orlando, I got cast in a show called Tony and Tina's Wedding, which is an amazing, hysterical, interactive dinner show where it's like going to a real wedding where everything goes wrong. The priest ends up wasted, the ex-boyfriend crashes it, the maid of honor is 8 months pregnant and gets into a fight with the bride. Like, it's so funny. And I played multiple parts in that show. So like each night I'd be a different part, one night I'd be the maid of honor. One night I'd be the diva singing bridesmaid. One night I'd be the cousin who just came back from the monastery, who's still in her nun habit, or the convent, sorry, not monastery, but the convent, as Sister Terry. And she ends up getting, drunk and is still in love with one of the groomsmen. So it's just chaos and family drama. And it's so funny. And it's a lot of improv, and the audience, it's like going to a real wedding and the audience gets to be a part of it. And there's a live band and a dance floor. And so it was a blast doing that every night. And the producer of the show decided to transfer me to the Vegas cast, the Las Vegas cast. So then I lived in Vegas for a while, working in Vegas. And that's where I also did the Star Trek experience. I was one of the actors in the Star Trek experience. Wow. I was part of the closing cast. That was my introduction to Star Trek. That's when I became, that's when I really started. I always loved sci-fi and fantasy and was always a nerd. But Star Trek was a little outside my radar, in the sense that I knew enough of it
I knew enough of it to get gassed in Star Trek: The Experience. So
Yeah,
I knew enough to improvise around the Prime Directive and whatnot. But I didn't know it like I know it now. Like, I hadn't seen it all. I needed to go back and rewatch everything. And so I credit the Star Trek Experience for making me a Trekkie and for putting me on that path, for sure.
Aww.
And then once the recession hit in 2008, I was like, I could stay in Vegas and play this out or make the move to LA. And I decided to do that. It was just kind of a whim. I just kind of I became a nomad until I felt like I found my place. And then once I lived in LA for a few years, I went, okay, I'm sticking around. So I've been here almost 18 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Look at you.
That's long story long.
No, it wasn't that long at all. I know you did you do, if I'm not mistaken, you can tell me I'm wrong, it's fine, because other people told me they were wrong all the time. Did you do an improv Star Trek group with a gentleman named Aaron Harvey?
Oh, so I do know of that. So I did a lot of improv out here. I still do. I've guested with them in the past, but I think I wasn't part of their troupe. I think it was the Improvised Generation was what they were called.
Something like that, yeah.
And I had a lot of friends in it. I was part of a Harry Potter improv troupe, believe it or not. It was called The Show That Shall Not Be Named. And because we were both kind of fandom improv troops, we did a lot of shows together where like one of us would open for the other type of thing.
Neat.
I was also in I would just guest at a bunch of like sub in at a bunch of random improv troupe stuff. But I did do Star Trek TTRPG, tabletop role-playing games on channels like Geek and Sundry and different online Twitch channels, like the Stream Punks and whatnot. So that could be considered Star Trek improv because that's what it was. I was improvising Star Trek.
There you go. Do you feel like did you get into tabletop gaming from that, or was that part of your life?
It was always on my radar. You know, gaming in general. I played a lot of Magic the Gathering as well. I know I can tap mana all day. The best.
Oh, look at that.
Ayo. But you know, I knew TTRPGs and I played before, but it wasn't until I was like cast in a TTRPG show that with cameras in front of me that I was playing regularly. So I always laugh that like most of my D&D experience I've never had like a home campaign where like it's been an ongoing thing where I'm just playing with friends. It's always been in front of an audience or like streamed live in front of a Twitch channel or you know live at a convention where we're performing in front of 1,000 people in a panel room. Like it's that level of like, oh yeah, I guess I could play for fun one day without an audience, but what's the fun of that?
Yeah,
but I love it. I love every minute of it.
Yeah,
it's so much fun.
So back to singing. I know we're all over the place.
Sure. I feel like we're at one of those boards in like a secret agent's room with like string attached to all the different. Conspiracy theory. Exactly.
Oh god. One of the things I learned from following you on Instagram is you work with the Illusion Magic Lounge.
Illusion Magic Lounge, but I also I work at my job is day to day is I work at a place called the Magic Castle.
The Magic Castle, yeah.
It's a private magic club in Hollywood. I've been there almost 18 years.
Oh, wow.
I'm an employee and a member of the club, and it's really like my second home. And so I work with a lot of magicians. Talk about nerds. My magicians, man, they're the top of the list, and I love them all dearly. And how lucky am I to say that I get to, on certain nights dress up in an evening gown and, go and hang around Hollywood stars and magicians on a regular basis. It's wild to me that that's my everyday life, but it's a private magic club in Hollywood. There's like 5 bars inside, a full restaurant, about 5-6 theaters scattered throughout the building with magic shows going on throughout the evening. Every week the shows change, so they bring in magicians from all over the world. It's an incredible place. Incredible.
Yeah. So did you learn magic as well? So are you also
I'm more of a misdirection, I tell people.
Okay.
I work with a lot of magicians. I'm more on the side going like, oh no, it's broken.
Okay.
I tend to do more comedy magic with comedy magicians. I have done magic. I mean, I've been put into a box and stabbed with swords and a bunch of other things. I've been a human. I've been a human shish kebab.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I can say that I have done magic, but I wouldn't consider myself a magician because the minute I tell people I'm a magician, they expect me to pull out a deck of cards. And
yeah. All right. Which card is it?
Do, but I will not do because of the caliber of magic that I hang around with. I'd be embarrassed to do a card trick in front of any of them until I perfected it, because they will see everything.
Yeah, and they know
they know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I know how it's all
done. Yeah. Oh, you know how it's all done.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
sometimes I can't catch it. The best magicians are when I know how the trick is being done, but I can't catch them doing it. And that's what I love. That's when I go.
It's like Penn and Teller. If they pop up, it's like maybe they.
Oh, Penn and Teller are great. Yeah, they're fun. They're both members. They're members of the club. So
wow. Oh wow.
They don't frequent. They're not there often because they live in Vegas. But
yeah. They're residency, or do they just move there?
They have a residency in Vegas. They've been at the Rio for 25 years, something like that. Like while I was living and working in Vegas, they were performing every night in Vegas, and I would sneak after my show was done. I'd go and watch their show because they had a late show.
Oh, there you go. And then you also do jazz vocalist there as well, or the other place?
Yeah, so Illusion Magic Lounge. It's a magic venue in Santa Monica, and Randy Sennett is the owner. He's amazing. He's a dear friend of mine. I've performed there a few times. It's a great magic venue because I know so many magicians, a lot of the magicians who perform there and at the Magic Castle, and if I perform with. So I just performed there Valentine's Day weekend with a magician that I frequently perform with. And I did a jazz, because it was Valentine's Day weekend, I did like a jazz concert before in the pre-show, like in the lounge, about 45 minutes to an hour of, jazz love songs, and then went onto the stage and got shoved into a box and stabbed with swords. Typical day for me.
One day, yeah.
I did it all. Oh, there's a fly on my.
It doesn't show up. Don't worry about it. I also saw a post where you did. I think you were singing with Gabrielle Ruiz. Is that?
Yes, that was at Star Trek Las Vegas.
That was at Vegas. Wow.
Yeah, she's incredible.
She is. Yeah.
The VIP gold dinner night, the gold badges at STLV, they do like a big dinner one of the evenings at Star Trek Las Vegas for the gold badges. And the past few years we've done a Broadway show. So, it's some of the best Trek actors who have also, performed on Broadway and this stage, like Anthony Rapp, Gabrielle Ruiz, Celia Rose Gooding, Picardo. I mean, all of them, they're all just so incredible. And we put on a Broadway show with a full live band and orchestra. It's incredible.
Wow. And that's amazing.
I've been blessed to have been able to host it the past few years and sing with, last year I did a duet with Gabrielle, and I did a duet with Anthony Rapp.
Oh, that's amazing. From Rent. Yeah. Oh my God.
I had to pitch myself. The musical theater baby in me was just kind of like, if you would have told, Bonnie in 6th grade, high school Bonnie, musical theater weirdo, that she would be singing Suddenly Seymour with the Anthony Rapp, I would have smacked her and have been like, that's bullshit.
You're lying.
You're lying.
But for real?
That doesn't happen. That's not a real thing.
Oh, man.
And they're both just so wonderful.
Yeah. And you mentioned before we recorded that you're going to be playing with Tim Russ and his band.
Yeah. So Tim Russ has a blues band called the Tim Russ Crew. And I've been sitting in with them quite a bit this past year. So he's such a blast to play with. And we, music is his happy place. And so I think he recognizes that in me as well, that when I'm singing, it's just the world, the troubles of the world kind of fall away.
Yeah.
And so it's very therapeutic to me when I sing, and especially just like when there's a band there and we're all feeling the music and just smiling and just having a good time. So yeah, I'm singing with him tonight, actually,
Oh,
at the Kibitz Room. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
I don't know when this will go up, but tonight might be 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
If you were lucky enough to see her there, just comment below. Let her know how much you love her.
If you're an LA local, he performs there once a month, and I've been pretty much a staple now.
Oh, that's great. How did you guys did you meet at a convention and do that? Or
yeah. So we were both doing a lot of the conventions, and Bill, his piano player, the piano player that plays with him in the band, Bill also plays the piano for the Rat Pack show with his Jeffrey Combs and Casey Riggs
and Philip,
Ethan Phillips.
Ethan Phillips,
yeah. So all of those guys, Bill plays piano for their show as well. So because I'm always at the conventions doing my show, I stole Bill. I was like, Bill, you're now playing piano for me as well. So he's been playing for my Hollow Lounge show, which is my comedy jazz show where I sing, Star Trek jazzy lounge songs. It's like going into the holodeck, but instead of Vic Fontaine, you get Chick Fontaine.
There you go. Love that. Oh, that should be a shirt.
So Bill plays piano for me, and when the Rat Pack wasn't going to be at a few of the conventions that he normally plays for, like they were going to be missing like Chicago and I think Orlando. We went to creation conventions, and they were bringing Tim Russ's band in instead. And Bill was like, "Oh, well, you need to just sing, backup and songs with Tim." And so I came in and did a couple of songs as a guest. And after I did that at the conventions, Tim just started using me for regularly. Yeah.
Just keep coming.
Well, he was like, "You're local to LA?" I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Great, you're in." So
nice.
Basically, they don't have a choice. I'm just going to keep showing up.
Good. Make your ground. Like, just put your stake in the ground and make it happen.
Exactly.
Yeah. One of the things I love learning about you is your incredible kindness and how it becomes into fruition in other genres. And you're doing work, I think this month, if I'm not mistaken, with Trek Talks for supporting the Hollywood Food Coalition. How did that come to fruition? How did you take part in that? Is it something that you were asked, or did you found it, or how's that?
I don't even remember how I got, because this is like the third year or fourth year in a row that I'm doing it, co-hosting it with John Billingsley. And I think it was mostly me just finding out that they do this event every year. It's, for those of you who don't know, it's on March 28th. If this airs before or after that, you can still
I can push.
Okay, but you can also watch it after the fact. So if you're discovering this later, you can go back and watch the whole thing. It's an 8-hour, all-day virtual convention, basically. And we do panels. We have Star Trek actors, creatives, writers, producers, showrunners, actual scientists. We bring in people from all walks of life within the Trek community, all to raise money for a good cause. And we're raising money for the Hollywood Food Coalition, which helps feed the homeless out here in Southern California. But they also do so much more. They work with tons of other organizations, making sure, hundreds upon thousands of food gets distributed between shelters and, helping, getting kids fed, homeless, veterans, like just every organization that needs some kind of food and making meals for the less fortunate, the elderly. They work with so many different organizations distributing the food for so many other charities. So they're an incredible charity. And we do an auction. So we auction off amazing memorabilia and items that are donated. And we even auction off a night at the Magic Castle. It's a night people get to come. We auction it off, and whoever wins gets to take a +1 and join John Billingsley and I at the Magic Castle for a night of magic. And we treat them to dinner, and it's really nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great item. It's a great
item. Yeah, absolutely. So that's again on the 28th, you said?
March 28th, the day after my birthday.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
God, yeah. Well, I was going to say, are you even 30 yet? Like, because stop. No, for real. I always
It's the lighting. It's the lighting.
No, I met you in person. You've always looked really young. So it's like, oh, she's so sweet. She's so young.
It's the bayou water, Louisiana.
It's that bayou water.
Like toxic waste. It burns off a layer of your skin. It's like a chemical peel. But no, John Billingsley is so incredible. He and his wife Bonnie did do so much charity work and put so much heart and time into this. And when I got asked to co-host it years ago, and then every year they ask me back, and he and I we just bounce off each other well, and he's just such a delight, and he's such a goofball. So we have a good time.
I met him for the first time last year, and just in a quick interaction in the hallway. There's nothing more than that, and it was like, oh, he's a lot of fun. That guy.
He's probably one of my favorite people. Yeah, he's great.
Oh,
just in general, amazing. Not even in Star Trek, just in general. He's
just in general, period. As a human being, that guy's awesome.
Such a beautiful soul, even though he's such a weirdo. But yeah, I'm very excited for that show. And we do it every year. And the panels they have are incredible. The guests that they have. I mean, they even have Paul Giamatti coming.
I saw that.
For a panel. They have a lot of the Starfleet Academy cadets doing a panel. They have Gates McFadden, Tawny Newsome, Walter. We have Chekhov doing a Q&A spot. We have Picardo. The list goes on and on. Oh, Roxanne Dawson, who they've been trying to get for years. She'll be doing a panel with Robbie about their directing, from being an actor on Star Trek to their directing career. So they have so many amazing panels and guests that are going to be showcased. So it's going to be great. Wait.
Yeah, I'll be sitting there the 8 hours, as much as I can of the 8 hours. And
well, the good news is like you can get up, go to the bathroom, take a break. Yeah, you can watch some of it later. You can you can leave for a few hours, come back. It's going to be incredible.
So, what are you going to be doing for your birthday?
Well, I usually don't do anything. I actually have not celebrated my birthday in years. I hope you celebrate. I don't throw a party or anything, but this year I am. I'm going to do it like the week after my birthday on like a slow, boring weekday. So I don't go crazy and, destroy a venue with all my nerdy friends. So I'm just going to show up somewhere and invite everybody and just wait till they come to me to say hello. And I'm like, just show up whenever between this time and this time, I'll be there, and you can wave from a distance if you just want to drive by.
Oh, there we go. You got to do the Princess Diana wave.
I get panicked over my birthday. I'm so worried about everyone else having a good time that I end up having a miserable time. So I just don't throw a party.
Oh, wow. Just a quiet dinner with your partner and just, some cake.
Just have my cat. Yeah. Just like,
So what's coming up next for you? What's your next endeavor, your venture, and what can we expect to see?
Well, I am pitching an exciting kids show project that I'm hoping get some movement later in the year, and hopefully I'll be able to actually announce things. It's all about getting kids back into reading and using their imagination and jumping into books and stories. So it's really fun, and I'm really excited to hopefully push that forward and get that made. Other than that, I have a lot of conventions throughout the year coming up. So look at my con schedule. I'll be, coming to a convention near you. Yeah. I have some new music I'm working on, so I'm hoping to get some of that recorded later in the year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you record at home, or do you have to go to a studio?
I have to go to a studio. I'm terrible at mixing and all that stuff. Audio engineers are the real wizards behind the curtain.
Yeah.
I'm just, I can record some basic voiceover audio and edit that. But when it comes to music, and different tracks and making sure everything's level, and that's just way above my knowledge. So
I have a little bit of knowledge doing that because of a podcaster, and I learned that in 2019, and that was like, I could do like 5 things now. But you can probably show me stuff. So
it's just so much when you add in all the instruments if you're using live instrumentals, and it's a lot of mixing, a lot of making sure everything's balanced. And I'm a perfectionist. Like there's things on my solo album that I would on every album that I've put out that I'm like still not happy with, but I had to just let it go and release it, or else it never would have been made.
So in the Trek universe, since I know you're well versed into it, I gotta ask just a fun question. Which starship would you serve on, aside from the Prodigy?
To
play a character, whether Starfleet officer or villain. You get the whole universe to choose from.
You know, I want to say Voyager just so I could be close to Janeway, because she's my girl.
Yeah.
But honestly, I would like, a part of me wants to, I would want to be like a jazz lounge singer on Risa.
Oh, wow.
Like, I'd want to be like, I'd be like, hey guys, you've had a long day. Come relax with me. Come on.
There you go. Yeah. Wow.
Because let's be real, as much as I love science and love Starfleet, I am terrible at science in real life. So if I got ever put on a starship, I'd be like the Neelix of the starship. I'd be like, I'm
making some coffee.
Right? I'm literally making the coffee and being the morale officer, doing the morning announcements. Like, that would be my job. And that's so sad to say.
No, that's important. Neelix is beloved, man. I don't care what.
Is he?
Yeah, for sure. I would rather have Neelix with me than like, other people, because at least I can go, you know what, we can figure this out together, and then he could panic, and then I could be the calm one.
Or I'd be like was it Dabo? I'd be a Dabo girl. I'd be Dabo girl in Quarks.
Quark would probably be a terrible boss, but like probably a fun place to work at.
Well, they went Union. It's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
Thanks to Lita
and
Chase Masterson, they totally went Union.
Yeah. So you have a website, and let people know where to go.
I do, but I haven't updated it in years, so don't go to the website.
Don't go to the website. So just follow you on social media.
I don't even know what's on my website anymore. I think it's 2 years outdated. I don't know how to log into my website to change it. All the pictures are. I used to. I went through a big health kick change, and so I've lost, about 80, 90 pounds. So all the photos on my website are old. I don't even look like myself anymore.
Yeah.
So go to my social media. Go to Instagram. Go to Facebook. I still have Twitter. I don't know why. Blue Sky. Everything is Bonnie Bell G. I'm easy to find.
Okay, great.
Bonnie Bell G or Bonnie Gordon.
Yeah, I'll put all those links below so that you guys can always go out and find Bonnie, say hello, and see what she's doing.
I'm on Spotify. There you go.
Oh, there you go. I'll definitely put that in the link. Absolutely.
Search Bonnie Gordon or Library Bards. If you want the comedy parody stuff, search Library Bards, and then just search Bonnie Gordon for my solo stuff.
Absolutely. So that'll all be in the links below, because you're amazing and everybody needs to discover you more.
Thank you.
We need you back, and we need you back in Trek. So hopefully we can get people rallied behind that. Thank you so much for joining us for this hour, Bonnie. You are amazing, and I can't wait to see and hang out with you a little bit in Trek Long Island.
It's going to be a blast. Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun.
Teddy gets all the hugs.
Yes, Teddy gets all the hugs. You're like Teddy's aunt, so like if anything happens to us, you're getting a dog. I don't know.
You got to ship him to California.
Yeah,
Teddy, you're gonna in the will. I mean, I'll take him.
Yeah, he's a nice dog. Yeah,
I'll have the treats ready. I'll have the treats ready.
There you go. All righty. So until next time, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you again once more, Bonnie. We can't say how much we love you enough from over here on the other side of the United States. And we'll see you in June.
I'll see you there.
Yeah.
Or live logs and proper.
Thank you so much for sponsoring this wonderful video, the wonderful folks over at Cool Waters Productions, LLC. If you are big into sci-fi, all things Star Trek, Star Wars, you're going to want to go over to coolwatersprog.com and check out some of the amazing merch that you can buy right off of the website over at coolwatersprog.com. They represent some of the most talented people in the business, and right now you can get your Bryce Eller as Darth Vader poster right on coolwatersprog.com.